Are you tired of boring podcasts? Are you tired of paneled and structured podcasts that make you want to watch paint dry? Do you want to listen to an adult-oriented show? Do you want to hear words like or personal favorite, jungling thunder?
Droids Podcast. Offensive and off topic since 2012. Insert unnecessary explosion.
What the? Come on, god damn it. Hold on. And... Oh shit!
Michael Bay!
To get radioactive treatment, go see your local physician after listening to this podcast. To listen to further podcasts, go to droidscanada.com. Episode 173 of the Droids Podcast is upon us. That's right, Mr. J is here again for his 173rd podcast. Where does the time go? I've actually made 173 podcasts. There is not a podcast that I have not been a part of, technically. There's only one, but I was there and I was actually there recording it, so that technically counts as me being there. So this week we have a lot of news. It is Family Day in good old Canada, also known as the Village. So happy Family Day, the holiday that means absolutely nothing to us up in here in Canada. Just another day for the government to have off. So with that said, a lot of news happened over the weekend, especially a episode of the Snoring Dead, so let us move on and see what the news has to bring us today on February the 16th of 15. Go. So Matthew Vaughn, also known for his work with X-Men First Class, and recently his hit, I'm going to say hit because it is probably going to be a hit, Kingsman: The Secret Service. The director for both came out and basically said that he wanted to direct Days of Future Past. No way! Who would ever want to be a part of something really cool like that? It would have been complicated if it wasn't Bryan Singer and it was him, but he would have recasted Wolverine if he did it. I don't know how that would have worked out, though. Now, Wolverine... I mean, Hugh Jackman's really the only person that's played his character consistently, and he's played it the most, so that wouldn't make sense why they would want to. Or, like, I just don't understand the logic. Like, well, we need another different Wolverine. I'm like, eventually we're going to, because I'm sure they're going to drive this franchise into the ground. But, I don't know if I would recast Wolverine. So Vaughn has also been kicking around ideas for having the Kingman sequel. Honestly, I would go see the Kingman sequel. It is probably the best action movie in 15 as of right now. I know we're only a month and a half in, but it's still, in my opinion, probably one of the best movies I've seen this year. He also wants to do a Hit Girl prequel, which I'm sure won't happen, and another Kick-Ass, which we would want to see, and probably won't happen just because we want to see it. So, with that said, Hugh Jackman's got the part, so let's just let him keep it. I know what you're thinking, like, Mr. J, where's all the Deadpool rumors and everything that's happened in the last week? When is it going to come up in the news? Listen, people, calm down. I will get to it. There's other things I need to talk about first. So it'll be at the end of the podcast. So just relax. We'll get there. So Samuel L. Jackson recently was quoted in saying in a recent interview, "I think Marvel has figured out a way to make those movies accessible to the public that DC hasn't. I don't know what that is. I don't know why you can't get Batman and Superman or people to get as juiced up to be a part of that." And those were referring to about Marvel movies are better than DC. Well, not to split the hair, and it's not because I'm more of a DC fanboy versus a Marvel fanboy because I like each other very well. I mean, I do collect Marvel and I do collect DC. I also collect Image and a lot of other ones, but I mean, DC's got it down pat when it comes down to the TV shows, and Marvel may have had them already licked in the movies. But if Batman and Superman works out, that's when they're going to start their epic plan to make movies, and things are going to change. So hang on tight, because I'm sure we're going to be in store for a lot of fucking DC films, even if we don't want to see them. So the writers and George R. R. Martin are up to it again. Yep, there is some death coming to the new season of Game of Thrones. However, people are going to die who don't die in the books. So even the book readers will be unhappy. So everyone better be on their toes, because David Bernhoff and D.B. Weiss, co-creators of Game of Thrones, are even bloodier than I am. Oof. Yeah, it's, well, we have to expect it at this point. Like, we're even seeing this even with The Walking Dead, is that they're kind of loosely following the story, but they're changing things and how they happen, which is fine. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I don't think anyone's going to freak out over it. We do expect it, though, because if you follow the book to a T, then if you read the books, you know what's going to happen next. Like, I mean, everyone's like, oh my god, the Red Wedding's coming up. I had no idea what the fucking Red Wedding was. I never read the fucking book, nor did I have any intention of reading the fucking book. It just never appeased to me. Will I read the book in the future? Maybe. Like, I mean, there's been shows that I've watched and then went back and read the books. I'm like, holy shit, the books are better. That's normally how it works, is that the book is better. But, I mean, people need to calm the fuck down. And if they're going to ride over George R. R. Martin killing somebody, shit, I'm surprised there hasn't been a city burnt to the ground yet, because how many people has he killed by now? So, just relax and enjoy the show. It's just a TV show. So Robert Downey Jr. sat down with Empire recently and talked about a few very interesting things. While talking with Empire, Downey discusses aspects of Avengers Age of Ultron, Captain America Civil War, and even his future role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There is a lot he talks about. He basically goes on about how him and Chris Evans are really good friends, and how he thinks this would be working out, and what they have to do to get into the role to do it. And he basically talked about, should Iron Man be the main antagonist in the Civil War? Honestly, I think you should go to Empire and read this article, because, I mean, there's no way I can sum this up. There is ginormous ass paragraphs. It would take me the entire podcast to read you every quote that he wrote. Basically, from what I read, is that he's very passionate. He really wants a Civil War story, but he doesn't want to be an Iron Man story. He wants to be more to be a Captain America story, which it should be. And now that you have Spider-Man a part of the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that's going to be joining in, I see nothing but positives. Unless they cast someone as, like, I don't know, the guy Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. That'd be great. What are you doing, Spidey? I'm sitting on my couch cushion. Oh, this is so fucking stupid. Ugh. Anyways, I would rage quit over that and punch a midget in the mouth and punt him out of the fucking arena. Yeah, I would do that. I don't care. That makes me angry. So Drea Mateo, which is known for her roles, obviously one of the biggest roles of her life was The Sopranos, and she played Chrissy's coked-out girlfriend/fiance, which ratted everyone to the FBI, still had to put her down. And then you're like, oh, this is a cool person, and she's kind of hot, you know, whatever. And then she disappears. You're like, oh, well, whatever. And then Sons of Anarchy, she comes back as Jax's estranged ex-wife, who had their first child, but liked doing heroin. Not much has changed in those universes, if you ever noticed. She's always ended up doing drugs and shouldn't be doing it. Anyways, the point is now she is a villain in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, she will be playing the character Carla Faye Gideon, which is described as a gifted woman with a grudge to bear against S.H.I.E.L.D. who joins forces with Skye's father, Cal. Anyways, even though she shares the same name as a character from Daredevil Redemption, gotta make sure everyone understands that it's not the same person. They're just thrilled to have Drea be part of a villain. You know, a villain, eh? Like, I just don't take her seriously. Like, do we even care anymore when we cast people, or we're just like, that'd be kind of funny, right? And some girl doesn't even know how to fight. We'll make her a villain. It makes perfect sense. And then we'll put her on a show for 4 seasons and name her Beth, and then have her head blown out. And then everyone's like, oh, we all give a shit about her now. Ugh, too real? And we have a title for the new He-Man movie, Masters of the Universe. We have the logo. It was tweeted by Sony Columbia Pictures this afternoon. And Jeff Waddle recently teased that the script of the film is finished, and now Devon Franklin teases we'll know more next week. So Sony will be announcing a date next week for the new He-Man movie. I don't know if I'm ready to see that. I don't know about you. Sony movies. Remember Spider-Man, people? And I end this week's podcast with Deadpoolooza. That's right, Deadpoolooza. What that means is I have 2 very large articles to go over about Deadpool. 3 actual things. Last week we tweeted a picture that Ryan Reynolds put on his Facebook. Well, I think it was Instagram. No, Instagram. Which was, you got to see a little bit of the cowl, but it was in a sepia tone and you couldn't really understand it. Anyways, which was pretty exciting, but Deadpool's casting call reveals working title and character. So in addition to Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool, Gina Carrero, which is one pieces of the new news, will be playing Angel Dust, and Colossus will be appearing in this movie. And a list of supporting characters in the working title for the movie have hit the net from the call sheets. So the working title for Deadpool is Wham. Huh? Wham. Really? Not a name I would give it. And the following characters have been revealed. The character named Ridge, who is a big guy, a dick, and has a sense of humor, and he's a psychopath. He's practical but morally neutral, and he doesn't enjoy torturing people. He just doesn't care. Role requires 3 sequel options. Lindsay, hot chick, smart, tough, beautiful, but a little bit broken. She's not a victim. She may not have a great life, but she's holding it together and does what she needs to do. Role requires 3 sequel options. See the hint here? Simon is quirky, great sense of humor, smart, funny, but more than a bit slippery, fast talker, always looking to make a buck, blah, blah, blah. Sequel requires 3 sequels. So pretty much all of them actually need these roles. Then the character named Shirley, Kathy, Karen, and Albert, which not really explain. Really? Well, at least they didn't put in the B-listed characters from the video game like Vertigo. Oh god, how do you take a character named Vertigo seriously? And that's it for this week's news. Episode 173 of the Droids Podcast. I will tell you this. Episodes 174 and 175 have already been recorded. That's right. Me and the Mountain Man were busy this weekend, so we banged out a couple things for you guys. So coming up on Thursday, you will have a podcast loaded, which is Mr. J's and the Canadian Mountain Man's review of The Kingsman. Followed by that, on Saturday, if not Sunday morning, you will have the episode of The Walking Dead recap, just in time for the new episode. So, as usual, enjoy your chimichanga. Have a great day.
Game over, man! It's game over!
Thanks for listening to the Droids You Are Looking For podcast. Stay tuned for next week's podcast.
Remember, the Force will be with you, always.